Frank said I was away a long time, but I came back to take this job, and over the past year, I've been building relationships, building a volunteer team, and building the fundamentals to launch the Stop Sugar Field Burning campaign. So, for years, we've known that Big Sugar was out there making problems of various sorts, most notably in the pollution of the water, but we've also known that they pollute the air. And it's been happening for as long as they've been out there, which is about 60 years. And I understand that it was necessary at a certain point. It does, however, make people sick. Last harvest season, which actually runs for about half the year, from October through March at least, an estimated 300,000 acres were burned. And that's not the entirety of the acreage out there. They have about 440,000 acres in sugarcane. But they do this to get rid of the foliage that they call in the industry trash. Well, research evaluating the impact of sugarcane burning on public health has shown a direct effect in the form of respiratory, cardiovascular, pulmonary disease. And some of the emissions we have learned recently that are produced by burning just the plant are carcinogens. Well, Florida sugar corporations say they have to burn in order to stay profitable. But increasingly, internationally, the norm is to do green modes of production. And in Brazil and Australia, they do green harvest. They make beneficial use of the entire plant. The plant's waste product can be left on the ground as mulch if it's appropriate for the soil type. It can be transported to a facility and burned, and the growers here do burn some of the bagasse, which is left of the stalk once the sucrose has been taken out. They do burn it for electricity to a certain extent, and that's great in a proper facility with scrubbers and that's properly regulated. But it can also, the whole plant can be turned into bioplastics, and now with the technology that we've developed, and I have to say this slowly, we can turn it into cellulosic ethanol. So we can tailor green harvesting to Florida. We can take the lessons learned and the success stories, and they are out there, and we are the laggards now. And we can not only eliminate the damage. Oh. Stop.
Whack-a-mole. There we go.
And eliminate the screen that you never wanted up there. But we can eliminate the damage, which is the first part. But looking forward, and we need to have further conversation about this, but we can potentially make economic gains by making biofuels and other beneficial uses of the entire plant. So that's why the Sierra Club is launching the Stop Sugarcane Field Burning campaign. And we officially launched it yesterday. And we have a lot of work to do. A lot of people don't know that it's still happening. You know, you start at one end of Southern Boulevard, and it's a beautiful, almost toy town world of color and a lot of wealth and privilege. And you get in your car, and you drive for maybe 40, 45 minutes west, and you are in another world entirely. And because a lot of people spend most of their time on this end of Southern Boulevard, they don't know what it's like to live out there in the Everglades agricultural area. It's not a hopeful life for most people. So in the course of this panel, we're going to get all grounded in the same information base. And then further, as the day goes on, we'll talk about how we want to progress as a community. Because we have ongoing problems throughout the U.S. They burn not only in Florida, but in Louisiana and Texas. And on May 27th in Hawaii, a really unfortunate decision about whether to burn sent a bunch of kids to the ER. And growing up here, it used to ash rain in my front yard. Coming back here, last winter, I was waiting for a volunteer to come. I was at Wellington Starbucks outside, and she had called me because she was concerned about her son, and she ultimately had to take her son out of school in Belgrade because he was in the doctor's office every week, and he couldn't participate in PE. And it was ash raining. So we've known that this is an irritant and possibly a danger, but we never knew that it is potentially life-compromising and even life-shortening. So it's time to make a change, and we can make this change, but we have to make this change. This is something we're going to have to insist upon, and it will be a process that requires us all to come together and give voice, even to people who don't have the financial and political recourse that maybe we do have. And it'll take more than voting. It'll take us coming out to events and to points of leverage that the Sierra Club is determined to produce meaningfully so that we can make this change. So let's start by listening to our experts, not only from Brazil, but here in Florida. And I have every expectation that the friends that I've made over the past year are going to continue to be wonderful friends as we work together further. And I look forward to making more friends from all of you here in this room. Thanks so much.